Western scientists today underestimate the potential of the human being because they don't integrate spiritual science with biology, chemistry, anatomy, neuroscience, all of that. There's a spiritual fourth and fifth dimensional aspect to all sciences and is rooted in neuromelanin. They don't want to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it. Your human body only exists on the third dimensional plane. So the same way while being in the holographic human body, we control first and second dimensional reality, fourth and fifth dimensional beings that house souls and spiritual entities influence us in the human form. The soul can only cohabitate with a human body with an active pineal gland. Is the reason why the pineal gland is called the seat of the soul. If your pineal gland is calcified, then your soul cannot take a seat. People with calcified pineal glands cannot house consciousness, making them a soulless human being or organic portal. Organic portal beings have a ceiling when it comes to consciousness because you cannot achieve high levels of consciousness without a soul, and you're the most susceptible to house demonic and evil entities. Organic portals do not have the ability to access the higher self. I'm going to continuously reiterate that because people need to know what type of planet we're living on. Now, going back to neuromelanin, this melanin is different because it has neurons. The neurons of neuromelanin allow you access into the fourth and fifth dimensional plane and give you higher levels of manifestation ability. Every cell in the holographic human body has a negative charge on the inside and positive charge on the outside. Just like universal law of cause and effect. Every action has a reaction, yin and yang, as above, so below. Universal law of gender, divine feminine and divine masculine. You get it? Good. Now, every live cell in the holographic human body is basically a battery. Every cell has 1.4 volts. Doesn't sound like a high voltage, but how many cells are in the human body? 37 trillion cells. So simple math, 37 trillion cells times 1.4 volts is about 51.8 trillion volts of electricity flowing through your motherfucking veins. With that type of voltage potential in your veins, God forbid you ever try to tap into it and control it with meditation and breathing techniques. 51.8 trillion volts in the holographic human body, record that in your mind forever. So all this potential, why does disease and mental illness exist? Well, one word, actually, which controls your biology. Perception. If you can't see yourself reaching higher levels of consciousness, you're right. But if you can see yourself astral projecting or communicating with your higher self, you have the potential to be right as well. Your perception of the third dimension controls the biology of the holographic human body. Facts. Your genes are just a blueprint to the building. Your perception is the architect. Your perception is the builder. Your perception is the mason. Your perception designs the reality. Your genes adjust to the design. Let me explain more. You can be born with good genes that make an amazing design for the building, or in this case, the holographic human body. But if your perception is poor and you don't see or view your potential as something great, the building won't stand properly or it'll have a bad foundation. Toilets won't flush, door handles falling off. The perception you have of yourself and your reality through epigenetic control your biology, not your genes. Remember, epi means above, so epigenetic means above genetics, above your genes. Your genes are the blueprint, but your perception is the builder. We as a society are victims of misinformation. We are told that we are the victims of our genes. Through epigenetics, your thoughts and perception can create diseases in the holographic human body, but you have the ability to change your epigenetic at any time. If you rewrite the codes to your perception, then you rewrite the codes to your genes, aka your blueprint. Now, while we are having our human experience, we have visitors that enter the holographic human body that are not fourth or fifth dimensional, but can house fourth or fifth dimensional entities or spirits. They are called opportunistic organisms, aka parasites. You see, you already have cancer, diabetes, leukemia. Look, you have every possible disease right now that a person can have. We all do. Your immune system prevents those diseases from manifesting. So what's the fastest way to disarm the immune system? Stress. Stress weakens your perception of reality. So if you live in a violent community and are in constant fight or flight mode, how can you flourish? If you live in poverty and don't know where your next meal is coming from, you're probably in constant fight or flight mode as well, which then gives opportunistic organisms the opportunity to manifest into tumors, heart diseases, anything that destroys the nervous system. This is why your perception is so important, because how you perceive reality can be a matter of life and death. Now remember, you are me, I am you, we are one and never two. Peace.